Every day, the sun rises. Every day, it lights our world. And most of the time, we barely stop to think about it. But on August 12th, 2026, something extraordinary happens. For a few precious moments, the daylight begins to disappear. The sun is covered by the moon. A solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the sun and Earth. But a total solar eclipse is something much more dramatic. For a short time, the moon completely covers the bright face of the sun. The sky becomes darker. The temperature can drop. Animals may become confused by the sudden change in daylight, and where the moon's shadow falls, day can briefly feel like night. On August 12th, 2026, the moon's shadow travels across parts of the Earth. The total eclipse is visible along a narrow path that crosses parts of Greenland, Iceland, Spain, and other regions, while a partial eclipse can be seen across a much larger area. For millions of people, the sky becomes a natural theatre. No stadium, no special effects, no human technology, just the sun, the moon, and Earth. One of the most exciting places to experience the 2026 total solar eclipse is Spain. Across parts of the country, people gather to witness one of nature's most spectacular astronomical events. Families look toward the sky. Photographers prepare their cameras. Astronomers check their equipment. And visitors travel long distances, just for a few minutes of totality. Then, the moment arrives. The moon moves across the sun. The bright sunlight becomes a thin crescent. And suddenly, the sun disappears behind the moon. For a brief moment, the sky changes. The darkness spreads across the landscape, and around the black silhouette of the moon, a glowing white crown appears. This is the solar corona, the outer atmosphere of the sun, a part of our star that normally remains hidden from our eyes. Imagine standing outside, in the middle of the day, and watching darkness arrive. The horizon can glow with unusual colors. The brightest stars and planets may become visible. The temperature may fall, and the world suddenly feels different. Not because the Earth has changed, but because our moon has briefly blocked our view of the sun. The eclipse is not only a spectacle for humans, nature can respond too. Some birds may become quieter. Some animals may behave as though evening has arrived. For a few minutes, the natural world receives a strange signal. Daylight has disappeared, and then, just as quickly as it came, the darkness begins to leave. A solar eclipse is beautiful, but it is also scientifically valuable. When the moon blocks the bright surface of the sun, scientists can study the sun's outer atmosphere, the corona. The corona is extremely hot and dynamic. Understanding it helps scientists learn more about solar activity and how the sun affects space around Earth. So while millions watch the eclipse with wonder, scientists watch it with questions. But there is one important rule. Never look directly at the sun without proper eye protection. Ordinary sunglasses are not enough. During the partial phases of an eclipse, use properly certified solar viewing glasses or filters designed for observing the sun. And never look through a camera, telescope, or binoculars at the sun unless the equipment has the correct solar filter. A few seconds of unsafe viewing can cause permanent eye damage. So, watch the eclipse. Enjoy the eclipse, but protect your eyes. What makes a solar eclipse so special? Perhaps it is because everyone is looking at the same sky. Different languages, different cultures, different countries. But one sun, one moon, one Earth. For a few minutes, millions of people share the same experience. They stop what they are doing. Look upward and remember how extraordinary our universe really is. Then the moon moves on. Light returns. The landscape becomes bright again. Birds begin their normal rhythm. People lower their cameras, and life continues. But for those who witnessed totality, something remains. A memory of the moment when daylight disappeared. The August 12th, 2026 total solar eclipse is more than a beautiful event in the sky. It is a reminder that our planet is part of something much larger. The Earth moves around the Sun. The Moon moves around the Earth. And sometimes, their paths align perfectly, creating a few extraordinary minutes when the Moon hides the Sun. A few minutes of darkness that allow us to see the universe in a completely different way. The Sun will return. The light will return. But the memory of the day the Sun disappeared may stay with us forever.